guys, and welcome to another video. This one I'm going to be bringing you some Kerbal Space Program content. Now this game's quite cool. I've seen a few videos on YouTube, so I know sort of the basics. Yeah, it's a bit of a laugh. I mean, it's an early development at the moment. You can get it on Steam. It's fairly cheap. It's progressing as it goes by, but it's good. It's a laugh. Yeah, come on. Who wouldn't want to build a spaceship? So yeah, so let's get straight into it. Start a game. Start a new. Sandbox is the only option at the moment. Career hasn't been sort of turned on yet. They are working on that, so that'll be good. Let's say elite. Pick a flag. Go for the planet. Start. Don't remember that name already exists. You want to overwrite? Yes. Okay, so basically here you've got your launch pad, you've got your control center sort of place. Here there's a space plane hangar, so you can kind of muck about here on the runway. And this is your hangar for building your rockets. Now in here you can obviously design and build wherever you want. All these parts. There's no kind of lockdown at the moment. This is literally a sandbox, so you can create whatever your heart desires. So we're going to jump straight in and whack a command pod. This is a single seater, one of these little dudes running around down here. I'm going to put this a fair way up. The controls, by the way, if you hold your right mouse button you can sort of spin around, look around the ship. Middle mouse wheel up and down, hold shift, middle mouse wheel zoom in and out. Obviously left click, sorry, selects whatever you want to select. Right, so we've got the command module up there. That's the best ground control on main rockets. We don't want these. We do need is one of these guys, because this will stop it rattling about and flapping about when you're taking off and varying every other way that you want it to. Stick one of them on there. Parachute. Need a parachute, guys. You don't want to kill these little dudes. They work hard to get you into space. So for this ship I need one of these little guys here. Right, so that's your basic sort of top end part of the rocket. Now obviously with this we need some fuel. We only need a little fuel tank, so we'll stick one of these on it. And we need a rocket booster. Now these are kind of your varieties here. This one is the one I would go for. It's got vectoring on it, so you can kind of control it a little bit better than the others. Stick that on there. So that's your sort of your top end. That's going to be your module that's in space, really. This isn't what's going to get you up there. This is what's going to kind of steer you about. Now we need to get you up there. So what we need to do now is create a detachable part. Couple of different types of decouplers. A stack decoupler is what we want. Which is this one. Pop that onto the bottom there. Right, so that's your top end. Now the reason I've used that is because I'm now going to use some of these, which will give us the fuel to get up into space in the first place. And we'll stick another rocket at the bottom there. I guess height wise off the floor. That isn't all I'm going to have. This is kind of going to be the latter stage rocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us a couple of boosters to initially get us up into the air. I'm going to go big for this one, so I think I'm going to use some of these jumbos. One either side. Now what you've got to bear in mind is structure wise you've got to be careful, because you don't want it to sort of just snap. So you need to be wary of how you build these guys. So what I'm going to do is put one of these here. Oh yes, if you press this symmetry mode it will duplicate it both sides of the ship. So it saves you mucking about. So if I pop one of them, see it there, maybe another one on the other side, and again down the bottom, just there. Right, so there are your decouplers. Now we want the main rockets. Now these bad boys, because I've got it on if it's going that move. Yeah, there we go. So now, got our big boosters on the sides. Our big boosters on the sides. We need some rockets now for these guys. So I would suggest these two. There we go. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, there we go. Now, aerodynamics aren't really a thing at the moment. They're not in it, but it's nice to make it look good. So let's just stick a couple of these bad boys on it. In fact, is that the larger one? No, it's a smaller one. Do we not have larger ones? There we go. There we go. So that looks a little bit bigger. Hopefully it's not too heavy. Weight is an issue. I'm not too fussed about that for the purpose of this video. Structural, we need to support these. We need to kind of clamp these down, because otherwise they're just going to snap off and fly to the right and the left before we've even taken off. So you grab some of these strut connectors, and what we want to do is pop one on there, and one on there, and it'll do the same the other side. Don't worry if they're not perfect in symmetry. Perfect in symmetry. Pop another one there, another one there. Right, so what that'll do, that'll kind of brace our rocket a little bit, stop it rattling about. Now, this down the side here, this kind of gives you an idea of what's going to happen and when. So initially, the rockets will fire. Once the rockets are out of fuel, they will detach. The mid-engine will fire. That will then detach. What we don't want here is this to happen. The rockets fire and then the parachute to happen in the same place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one in here and move that to there, because the parachute will on its own in case something goes wrong and it falls back to the ground. Now down here, two rockets firing. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to add in these stability enhancers, and these guys basically clamp your rocket when you're on the launch pad, hold it off the ground, because otherwise I'll sort of spawn onto the launch pad and we'll be off the ground. So let's start it like that. That looks good enough. Rockets fire. We don't want that at the same stage as that again. We want that in there, because if I had it in the same stage, these two bad boys will break off on the launch pad and it won't be good. So rockets fire, detach these. When they're out of fuel, these bad boys detach and the rockets fly off. That then ignites on the next, so on and so forth. Right, okay, we should be good. Should be good. Let's just go to the launch pad. See how well this works. This is from memory, so I'm hoping this is kind of the right move. If I've done anything wrong, please forgive me. I am a noob at this. I'm going to be chuffed if I even get into space. I'm going to try and get into an orbit. Not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to do that, but we go for it anyway. Okay, what you want to do is you want to use shift and control. They control your throttle. These rockets will overheat, so initially use them on 100% and just watch them, because they'll start to overheat. And I normally throttle them down to about around here, 66.6, so 2/3 of the fuel. SAS is the stability control I mentioned earlier. You press T to turn that on. Don't try and do it without that unless you're very confident you can use the AD, W and S and Q and E to balance you, and that's a trick. I mean, it can be done, but that makes it a lot simpler sticking that on there. Okay, now we're good. So if we press space, the first part of our mission should start. I'm going to zoom back, so it's going to be probably quite loud. So the rocket's fired, press space again, decoupler's disengaged, up we go. Now at the moment I'm at 100%, like I said. Now I'm going to have to throttle down, so if you watch down here, these rockets won't take it, they'll start to overheat. You can see how much work I'd have to put into stability if I wasn't doing it the way I'm doing it now. I'm not sure why, the rockets aren't overheating, so good at the minute. And what I want to do is when I get up to about 10,000, I'm going to start leaning to the east, because that's kind of the spin of the planet, so I'll get myself into a fairly decent orbit. Okay, you know what I said about them overheating. That seems to be happening. Doesn't seem to be a problem. Not sure why they did before. We've used this before. It shows you what part of the atmosphere we're in. Just doing sort of the normal atmosphere, I think. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the stability off and just start pitching to the right. Just slightly. And then I'll turn it back on again. Just so we've got a slightly different angle. If you press M, you go to the sort of the lunar map. This will show you what our orbit will be like eventually. Obviously, at the moment there isn't an orbit. What we need to do is get up to a fair height. So off again. Change the angle again. Remember these two boosters. You have to use Q and E to start a spin. Little trick, but did it. These boosters will run out of fuel in a second, which is fine. And then press spacebar, attach. Obviously that sent us into a bit of a spin, but spacebar again will fire us off. Need those two to sort of bear down to the ground. See if we can cancel out this spin. There we go. Not sure why the stability control is putting us into a spin again, but there. As you can see, our kind of our orbit is expanding as and when. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down a little bit more. Down there. A little bit. Comes this way. Now. Time. I know this isn't necessarily the best way to do it or the correct way, but I'm a noob, I'm learning it. I'm not trying to kid anyone by saying I'm a pro. I'm just showing you my kind of first play on it. We seem to be doing alright. Let's bring this down a little bit more. So we can kind of level out. Reduce the speed a little bit. Don't need to use all the thrusters. Right, let's just pop it down off and off. Shut that engine down. There we go. And now down here, this this circle, I believe, is where you want to be for your orbit. I believe. Again, don't slate me. In fact, you slate me all you like. I don't really care. I believe that's kind of the angle I want to be on. So I'm just going to work my way to that. Point to that. Lock it down on that. And there we go. There we go, that's our orbit. That's what we will now be orbiting the planet on. Oh man, it's going to be kind of close over there, look. Well, let's put it this way. It could be worse. Not sure how, but it could be. Lost control of it there. Right, well, yeah, thanks for watching this one. I will be carrying on. Not sure whether I'll be carrying on from this point. Probably. I'm going to see if I can save it. I think I can. And we'll see what we can do, where we can go. If I can kind of do an orbit or whatever, and then land back down there, that'd be good. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm able to do that. Yeah. So thanks for watching. At least I kind of got us up into space and created an orbit for us. As basic as it is. Yeah. We'll be playing this a lot more. This is a cool game. He looks happy. I'm not going to go EVA because he'll die. We'll do this. This is his view. That's all he sees. Wow. Look at that. He sees some stars. He's got no idea. He's got no idea what's going on at all. No idea. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.